Jackall wants us to get our Digle on. Valleyhill wants us to get our Boogie back. A restock of my least favorite brand, and JDM Daiwa. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle. The Hookup Tackle is the world's largest showcase of megabass products, featuring baits and colors not found at any other dealer. The Hookup also offers a wide display of OSP, Evergreen, Deps, Lucky Craft, Jackall, and many more. The Hookup Tackle is owned and operated by family, is staffed by guides and verified tackle nerds who love helping anglers elevate their craft. If you're in the Phoenix area, we'd love to have you stop by our showroom and check out the wonderful world of megabass and the Hookup for yourself. If you shop online, there are almost 10,000 SKUs of megabass products alone, with hundreds of other companies and new products being added daily. So next time you're looking for that hard to find bait, that color your fish have never seen before, or maybe you just want to elevate your game, look at thehookuptackle.com. Welcome back, my friends. I'm Ben Kohler with the Hookup Tackle, aka the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being filmed by my buddy Jeffrey the King on Instagram. Of course, our company Instagram is the Hookup Tackle USA. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle, where we break down new products that have arrived, as well as important restocks, so you can stay on top of the industry. So let's get going. So we're going to start this week with Jackall Japan, and this is the introduction of the Jackall Digle. Now I know it looks like Digle, or Carmen says Digle, but it is designed to dig, so we are going to roll with Digle. What's the actual pronunciation, Jeff?
It's like a Degru.
There you go. So you can call it Degru if you want. Let's just call it Digle. So this is the 5+ Digle. So this guy is designed to dive 5+ meters, which if you are an American, that means like that 15 to 18 foot zone. What makes the Digle unique is that you will notice it has this special new patent pending lip. They are calling it the Winglet Lip. And what Jackall did is they studied deep diving crankbaits and discovered that what really gets crankbaits down deep is distance casting. And one of the biggest hurdles in getting a long cast is that because the lip is long, they have a tendency to hang up in the wind and not achieve maximum distance. So Jackall redesigned the bill of their Digle crankbaits so that it's perfectly aerodynamic. So there is a magnetic ball that will shift to the back on casting, and the bait will fly perfectly straight, and they're finding that they get 20% further casting with this than other crankbaits. Once it's in the water, the weight shifts to the front, and it is designed to dig and stay down there. It has a really nice knocking sound. So it's just going to be a great addition to your deep diving crankbait game. It's available in 8 different colors, so definitely check this out, new from Jackall Japan. Also, we see a couple important restocks from Jackall Japan this week. We see the return of the Derabuzz. This is our #1 selling finesse buzzbait. You know, this time of the year, especially if you live in a place like we live here in Arizona, where it's literally still almost 100 degrees into November, our buzzbait season now is going on like 6 months long. So they have seen a gazillion buzzbaits, so sometimes just dropping down and going finesse with them can get you some extra bites and extend your season. This is a really cool 1/4 ounce bait. It's got a neat little blade on it, so just a really nice finesse buzzbait. Not available all the time, so if you've been waiting on these, definitely pick those up. We also see a return this week of our bluegill and our pearl colors in the Jackall Deraball swim bait. This is our #1 selling swim bait from Jackall Japan. The Deraball is a very unique kind of round shaped line through swim bait. And you can see it's just got a very unique kind of round body, small tail, just a perfect profile for getting bit. This is a line through version, so the line will go through the bait onto the hook. So after they're hooked, it will pull out and you won't lose your fish. When you see this guy in the water, you will know why this is our #1 selling swim bait. It's just an easy one to throw in ponds, freshwater, lakes, wherever you're fishing. So definitely give that a look, back in stock in the bluegill patterns. All right, this week we see a couple of really important collaborations between Valleyhill and Lucky Craft. This is the introduction of the LV500 GP. So Valleyhill has worked with Lucky Craft to take the original LV500 and just elevate it to specs that they wanted. So you will notice first and foremost that you'll see a little underspin blade on the chin. This guy is designed to give a little bit of flash to the bait as well as a little clacking sound when it moves. It has an internal knocker in the head. It has a weight casting shift ball that also vibrates, and these are all made out of a bone material to give... Will you settle down there, brother? Okay, this is going to give a different sound because it's a bone material. So here's the original LV500. Here is the LV500 GP. I want you guys to hear the sound difference. So here's the original. And here's the GP. So you notice it's a lower sound. It's got like a different vibration to it. So just a really great new addition. If you guys throw the LV500, which everybody pretty much does, our #1 selling lipless. It's available in all the Valleyhill custom colors. So definitely check this dude out. Also, another collaboration. We just talked about extending your topwater period with the small buzz bait, right? So Valleyhill also got together with Lucky Craft to produce the SammyGP 100. Now, this is only available in one color, and this is a no knocker silent Sammy. So the idea again here is that if you guys have been throwing topwater for a long time and your fish are still kind of, you know, they're in the spot to where they could relate to topwater, but they're not really, you know, sucking it down and chasing it down the way they will, this is a great idea to go silent. So there is no sound in this guy, but it's still rear weighted, so it's going to cast easily. So it's just going to give you a very nice, natural, beautiful profile that's unintrusive when your fish start slowing down on the topwater action. All right, also new this week from Valleyhill, we see the brand new wake bait. This is the Boogie back. Now this is a really cool new wake bait from Valleyhill. This guy is 95 millimeters long. It's 40 grams, so it's on the larger side of the wake baits. This is a very unique, jointed, hard-lipped bait that has different sounds in the tail versus the main body. So there's a one knocker inside the main body and then a high-pitched rattle here. This guy can be fished slowly on the surface, it can be fished quickly on the surface, or it can be burned underneath the surface for about a 1 foot dive that's very, very loud. So if you guys are fishing in areas where, you know, they're still chewing a wake bait or they need just a good bluegill profile crankbait in shallow water, this guy is definitely going to crush for you. So definitely check this out, new from Valleyhill. Okay, we see a couple important restocks this week from Deps Japan. We see return and some new colors in the Deps Sakamata Shad heavyweight version. This was the Bassmaster winning bait on Sam Rayburn. A lot of you guys scooped them up right away when we restocked these a few weeks ago. So all the colors are back, as well as a couple of new colors in this guy. The heavyweight is 75% salt, 25% plastic. So this guy is going to cast like a dream, and it's going to sink relatively quickly. So you could work it aggressively underneath the water and keep the depth down. So it's a very unique fluke. Also, we see a restock this week of a bunch of colors in our most popular glide bait. This is the Deps Slide Swimmer 250. This is a 6-ounce glide bait. I mean, pretty much every swim bait guy in the world considers this to be the best all-around glide bait. So all the important colors we see a restock in this week from Deps. All right, some new items this week from Geecrack Japan. Last week we showed you some brand new colors of the 148 jointed claw in the floating version. This week we see those same colors arrive in the jointed claw 148 slow sinking version. The 148 is obviously 148 millimeters long. It's just over an ounce. So this is a very easy glide bait to throw on almost any gear. You don't need a super specialized swim bait setup to throw this guy. It's a great size for smallmouth and largemouth. Gets bit a lot. The slow sink is great because you don't have to tweak it or tune it. You just take it out of the box and throw it. So new colors there from Geecrack. And also we see the introduction of the Killers Bait Mini 2 spinner baits. A lot of you guys love the Geecrack Killers bait over spinner bait. This is a mini version of it. It is built the same way with a super durable arm, but is in a much smaller, very finessey profile, and you'll notice it has a very unique blade on the wire. So it's kind of a Colorado and then coffin shape blade combo all on one arm. So you're going to see a different flash, a different vibration from this guy. It's still going to feature that same, you know, heavy gauge wire, the same special head. You still get the wire keeper. So if you guys like throwing more finessey type spinnerbaits, this is a great one. It's available in 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 ounce. So you, even in a small size like this, you can get the heavier weight. So definitely check those out, new from Gancraft. Also, new this week from Ryugi, Japan, we see the return of the, I call these the wallet, but it's the Hook Stalker 2. So this is basically a special wallet that you can open up, and you can store hooks and weights inside each of these pouches so that you can keep all of your stuff very well organized, and it's all in one place. So definitely a great way to store, you know, tungsten, drop shot weights, small packs of hooks, bigger packs of hooks. You can have multiples for like your drop shot and free rig, and another one for like your flippin' Texas rig, and then everything's all in one place, and you're not having to sort through boxes or, you know, risk things spilling out everywhere. So definitely check these out. It is available for the first time in the white color, new from Ryugi. All right, new this week from OSP. We see a return plus new colors in their smallest, most finesse jerkbait. This is the OSP Durga. The Durga is 73 millimeters long. It weighs just under 5 grams. So again, that's gonna be about 3/16 of an ounce. This is a amazing little jerkbait. If you guys are looking for something super finesse, this is more than likely gonna go on your spinning rod, or if you have, you know, really good BFS gear dialed in, that's great. This is amazing for trout. It's amazing for bass and smallmouth when they're feeding on smaller profile stuff. So check it out, it's available in a ton of colors. This is the OSP Durga. Also, in new this week for us from OSP is the Orikanemushi and the Orikanemushi Daddy. So this is the bug bait from OSP. You'll notice that it comes with a main one plus an additional body. And what this is basically just a little popper that has this soft plastic bug body on it. So you can pop it and then just let it sit, and all those little appendages are gonna quiver and move just like a bug would. It has a single hook on the bottom, much like, almost like a fly. Then it has a weed guard that you can use or not use as needed. So definitely check this dude out if you guys fish ponds or anywhere where they're feeding on bugs. This is just a cool little topwater bug bait. I think you guys are gonna like it. All right, also in new this week from OSP, we see the OSP Jig Zero One. Now this is a really cool finesse pitching casting jig. Okay, so a lot of times when you're just kind of running down the bank and you need a little jig just to kind of pitch the bank, our options are typically in more like full-size, longer jigs. OSP delivers us a nice little finesse profile, still has a bait keeper on the hook shank. It has the hand-tied skirt. It has the perfect head for not snagging. You guys can skip docks with this thing or put it up underneath brush, and you can see that it's just a very nice, compact, tight profile, just when the fish needs something a little smaller, a little more natural from OSP. Also, staying in that finesse jig for a little bit, we see the new OSP Tugger Jig. So the Tugger is designed to be kind of a horizontal presentation jig. It's got a special line tie where it's bent and put in a specific place to where this bait can stay horizontal in the water and fish up and over limbs, through brush, in shallow water. It has some longer strands and shorter strands, so you don't necessarily need a trailer with this, but if you wanted to put a trailer on there, the OSP HP Minnow works amazingly well on this thing. So just a great little finesse jig from OSP. That is the Tugger Jig. Staying in finesse jigs for a minute, we also see a brand new jig from Evergreen. This is their introduction into the finesse jig game. This is the Evergreen Cover Creeper. Again, it's going to be available just like the OSP in like a 4 gram and a 5 gram. So anywhere from an 1/8 ounce to a 3/16 ounce. Definitely a finesse dude. This guy is going to be great for even fishing down around the bottom and working it like a normal jig would, just in a finessey shape. Again, the shorter strands and the longer strands, available in a bunch of colors, new from Evergreen, Japan. All right, now on to Jeff's favorite segment of the day, me talking about my least favorite brand. I know a lot of you guys love Geecrack. That's how you say it, right, Jeff? Geecrack? Okay. So we see a big restock this week of the Bellows Craws. We also see a bunch of the Bellows stick restocks, specifically the 5.8, the 2.8, and the 8-inch. Ton of colors, like 20 some colors in this guy. If you guys aren't familiar with this dude, it's just a really versatile stick bait. It's got a lot of movement on it. You can do a lot of different things with it. So you can definitely check those out from Geecrack. Also, we see some new baits showing up this week. We see the Yahman Fat. So this is basically their Senko version, I guess, but it has a different tail, little spade tail, so it's just gonna have a different movement to it. It's gonna have a little more tail wag, so that's in new from Geecrack as well. We also see a Yamamoto shad shaped worm kind of knockoff. This is the Revival shad. So it's got a very thin little quiver tail. This is gonna be great on a nose hook drop shot. It still features the Geecrack SAF material, which is going to have that flavor and amino acids and salt inside of it. A bunch of colors in this guy, so those are also available. And we see kind of a Yamamoto Ica kind of knockoff. This is the G-Flapper. It's available in a 3-inch and a 4-inch size. It has a couple of longer little appendages there. So this is going to be a great kind of Ned rig, jig trailer, Texas rig. You can glide it backwards. It'll have a lot of movement to it. Available in a bunch of colors there as well. And then we also see the introduction of the tiny gilling. And this is actually pretty cool. This is 75 millimeters long. It's a segmented bait. This is the smallest little bluegill profile bait that they have in their lineup. It has a very natural kind of S movement swim to it. You can fish it slow, you can fish it quickly, you can give it a pop and it will turn back around and spin a 180 on you. So it's available in a lot of natural little bluegill profile colors. So if your fish are feeding on tiny gills, this one is probably definitely going to be one to add to the arsenal. That's new from Geecrack. All right, now back to one of my favorite brands. We see a reintroduction this week from Megabass. This is the Megabass Explose. Now this guy was discontinued a while back and they decided to make another batch in their best-selling color. This is the NC Sexy Shad. Now this is the sinking version. And what's cool about this bait is you can certainly use this guy as like a spy bait or a subsurface search bait. But a lot of guys use this as a buzz bait alternative. It churns great on the surface, and then if they happen to miss it, you can kill it, and because it's slow sink, it will quiver down while those blades stay spinning, which can often trigger a strike. So definitely check these guys out, back in stock from Megabass. Also, we see a revitalization of a TS Destroyer rod that was one of our best sellers for years and years and years. They discontinued it and we begged them and begged them and begged them and they remade it for us. So we see the return of the TS Destroyer Casino. This is the 7-foot 7-inch TS Destroyer. It has a 2 to 6 ounce lure rating, 16 to 30 pound line. It's got that beautiful kind of yellow hit in the writing there. And what's great about the Casino is that this is the most parabolic bend. Okay, so you can see even pretty close to the handle, it's already bending. So this is a great one if you want a rod that's got a lot of give to it for throwing larger hard baits, big M's, some of these bigger wake baits that we've been talking about, all the way up to like that mid-size glide bait. They're gonna throw incredibly well on this rod, very accurate, and they're gonna keep them pinned. So if you've been waiting for this or you've been bummed that it's gone away, or if you never even knew about it, welcome to the TS Destroyer Casino. They are back in stock for a limited time only, so definitely grab them while you can. And while we're on the subject of rods, just a couple of quick restock important notes to make. G-Loomis NRX have been a challenge all year. We see a return of our two best-selling jig models. This is the 894 and the 895 JWR. These two rods basically cover all your jig fishing needs. The 894 is going to be perfect for your 3/8 and ½ ounce stuff. Your 895 is going to be great for your 5/8, 3/4, 1 ounce stuff. So if you are looking for the ultimate jig rod, I mean, these are the industry standard for the best, most sensitive jig rods out there. So both back in stock from G Loomis. All right, back in stock this week from Jackall Japan, we see the return of the Jackall Sprinkler Frog. This is the Bassmaster Elite winning bait from Lake Gunnersville. I know it's been under a lot of controversy because supposedly it was a quote-unquote modified Strike King frog, but yet in every photo that the dude was throwing it, and even what Bassmaster posted, it is the Jackall Sprinkler Frog. So this is the Ghost Minnow color. It used to be called Gizzard Shad. This is the main one that was thrown. Also the Pearl White is back. If you're not familiar with the Sprinkler Frog, this is basically a buzzbait style hollow bodied frog that you can just swim across and this tail is going to spin and churn. So those are back in stock. We also see a return of one of our best selling crankbaits for this time of the year. This is the Jackall Drunker. So the Drunker is a hunting crankbait. It's perfect for that 6 to 10 foot dive. So if you guys are fishing around anywhere where they chew like the original wigglewort that was so famous for that hunting action and grinding down around rocks, this is a great one to add to your arsenal, back in stock in all colors. All right, we see the introduction and return of some very important JDM Steez reels from Daiwa. This is the Steez Air T-Wing 500. It is available in an XXH and an H. The XXH is a 9:1 to 1. The H is a 6.8 to 1. This is their BFS Steez. It is a very small Steez. It weighs nothing. It has a very small footprint, so really designed as a true BFS style reel. You guys have been looking for the ultimate small profile, super light, just beautiful bait casting reel to put on your lighter bait casting stuff. These are available now from Daiwa Japan. Going the opposite direction is we see the return of the Daiwa. I'm speaking great today, Jeff. We see a return of the Daiwa Z2020. Now, this is the black limited version. It is incredibly sleek, super sexy. It's got the racing stripes on there. This is known as one of the best low profile swim bait reels that Daiwa has ever made. We get them in from time to time, not very often, so if you guys have been waiting on this guy, I would definitely pick it up. It's got a ton of features, but just a super dope. I mean, what do you think, Jeff? Is this one of the sexiest swim bait reels?
It's definitely one of the sexiest ones.
Yeah.
Dude.
So if you guys are looking to just, fashion and function this thing, definitely check this dude out from Daiwa Japan, the Z2020. Also, we haven't had these guys in stock for a really long time, and they are finally back from Japan. So this is the Daiwa Steez A T-Wing in the XH, which is the 8.1 to 1 gear ratio. This is a Japan only gear ratio. Not sure why they leave it that way, but I know a lot of you guys love the Steez A. It's definitely one of my favorite bait casting reels, definitely one of the smoothest ones really ever made. So the 8 to 1 is just a very important gear ratio in this guy, especially if you guys are fishing a worm, a jig, flipping, anything where you need to have that higher gear ratio. They are available again from Daiwa Japan while supplies last. And while we're on that while supplies last, this is the month of Black Friday, right? So we are going to do our first pre-Black Friday promotion using this guy. So there are 10 of these in stock right now. The first 10 people that purchase, we are going to give a Daiwa tactical reel backpack for free. So there's a $100 value. If you're not familiar with the tactical reel backpack, it has external pockets to store line or baits or lures. Inside this guy, it's fully padded, so you can put your reels in here. You could also use this as a camera bag. So even if you're not lugging around reels, but you're lugging around GoPros and cameras, and you're doing some vlogging and that kind of stuff, it would make a great addition. These are all customizable. They can Velcro in and out. They have ripstop pockets that you can store, again, different accessories or, you know, SD cards, batteries, that kind of stuff. So a super dope backpack. These are going to be free with any purchase of the Daiwa JDM Steez A 8-to-1. All right, guys, that is a wrap for what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. We really appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys are having an amazing weekend. As always, on behalf of myself and Jeff and Carmen and Hippie and everybody else in here, thank you very much for watching. We would love it if you would subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions on anything that we covered today, please just drop me a note in the comments below. Jeff will put links to all the products in the comment section as well. So until next time, peace out, guys.